Public health officials have studied the spread of flu viruses for decades, and even though the coronavirus is different, those studies can give us an indication as to how schools could impact our fight.
I tend to think of this as equivalent to a nuclear reactor, and you pull out the control rods and things really take off. You put the control rods in and things slow down. And when we look at respiratory viruses, taking the control rods out is equivalent to putting children back into schools.
Jonathan Tempte is an expert on flu spread in schools. He runs a years-long, in-depth look at how kids and attendants impact the influenza virus moving through Oregon schools. It gives a hint at what we could be in for this fall, but it's not perfect.
Worst case scenario, you bring kids back together again, and you don't do much, and we see things ramp up very, very rapidly, and much greater than we've seen so far.
Because the coronavirus is so new, kids' impact on the spread is still largely unknown. But when kids were sent home in March, Tempte said respiratory infections went noticeably down in kids and families. With the flu, spread also lessens after winter or spring breaks when kids aren't congregating in school buildings. It's a good indication social distancing or distance learning will be key.
I think what we might have to do is we're going to have to think of the school year as basically turning up and turning down a dial.
Dr. Jeff Potoff with UW Health said parents should anticipate schools needing flexibility on in-person, virtual, and distance learning as cases change. And he said that could happen quickly. That's important not just for kids' health, but others in and around schools too.
We need to really look at this in the broad swath of it's not just the kids in the school, it's everyone that makes the school work and the people who those kids go home to.
Both experts said that this return is going to take some creativity from districts as schools and school buses aren't really set up for this 6-foot distancing. They said that's going to require patience and grace from parents and employers to make sure that both schools and parents can do everything they can to handle this uncertain situation.
Amy, thank you.